The Day the Ocean Took Everything, March 11, 2011, Sendai, Japan. The morning smelled like sea salt and spring. Aiko had just finished packing her bento box, tucking a small note inside for her 8-year-old son Haru. Wanjangtene, do your best today. He had a spelling quiz after lunch and she promised him melon bread if he got a perfect score. At exactly 2:46 p.m. the world began to rumble. The tea on her table danced before crashing to the floor. Shelves toppled. The ground beneath her felt like it was breathing, heaving with anger. Earthquake drills had been part of her life since kindergarten, but this was different. Longer, louder, meaner. Then came the sirens. She grabbed her emergency bag and ran, heart pounding. The school was nearby on slightly higher ground. She wasn't thinking, only running. She didn't even notice that her hands were shaking until she saw the other parents, pale, trembling, wide-eyed, already at the school gates. When she saw Haru, muddy and barefoot, she collapsed around him, tears falling before words could. But the sea wasn't done. From the distance, a roar like no engine she'd ever heard. They turned their heads toward the coast and saw it. A dark wall of water, not a wave, a wall. It moved with terrifying speed, swallowing boats, cars, homes, and memories without hesitation. The lower parts of the town disappeared beneath black water. She could hear people yelling. Some were still trying to run. Others stood frozen. The water stopped just short of the school. She watched in silence as the town she grew up in was eaten whole. 1 month later, Aiko returned to what used to be her home. There was no door, no kitchen, no trace of the life she'd built. Just mud and silence. She found her teacup broken but still recognizable, half buried under a plank of wood. She picked it up and sat down on a piece of concrete that used to be her front step. She didn't cry this time. Instead, she reached into her coat and pulled out a slightly crumpled note. Wanjangtene, the same one she'd packed in Haru's lunch. She whispered the words to herself, then stood up and began again.